Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
I'm going right back to your phone calls. Bottom of the hour. It's official. They're going to shut off libertarian and conservative talk radio, print media, internet, FCC under Obama. They're going to try it. We're going to get into that. Yellen's announcing what could be more QE unlimited. Guess that's why it's unlimited. And by the way, I said this probably 10 times yesterday. I don't even have the crew to go find it. You heard it. Maybe somebody can find it. Watching this later on YouTube and go back and find yesterday's show. I said that I believed, but I had to say I believed, that the supposed abortion clinic woman who was, I'm trying to find the article, they just gave it to me, here it is, that was saying how wonderful it was, it was like giving birth, that she loves her baby in the photo of it, that it was acting. And it's now been confirmed that she is an actress. And I think if you research further, she was funded by a large foundation, probably Rockefeller Brothers or Planned Parenthood. But there's the headline, Infowars.com. It's since scrolled off into the news archive. Stuff that comes out at night barely gets read. It's almost like seeds falling on the rock. But star of YouTube abortion video is a horror movie actress. Emily Letts, featured in slasher films about children being slaughtered. Isn't that precious? And it's a promotion of abortions and how beautiful they are. And it's I mean, I know what the whole thing is. I'm not going to say it, but I think you all can figure it out. And it is pure Luciferianism. Okay, let's go to a phone call. This is a short segment, long segment coming up. I'm going to run through this battery, then this battery of calls. Let's go to Albert in FEMA Region 10. I guess that's out on the former West Coast. Go ahead. What former state are you calling from under UN edict?
I'm in Washington State, around Goldendale, Alex.
All right. Well, how are things going over there in FEMA Region 10?
Just breathing radiation from Fukushima, that's all.
They're now picking up the core from the plutonium in Europe. So we now know the core was blown sky high. I think everybody's enjoying the radiation. What about you?
Oh, I was loving it. That wasn't the nascent I'd probably be dead already. But anyway, I think that a HAARP weapon is actually what caused that. Because if you look at the epicenter of the quake where the tsunami was created, I remember back in the 70s where there was a nuclear waste dump that was dumped down there in that trench. Do you remember that, Alex?
Yes, I do. And you should be thankful because the Ukrainian government is duly elected, even though it isn't. And Al Gore invented the internet.
Yeah, just like raising their debt doesn't raise their debt. I mean, I tried to call my credit card company. They told me that I was laughing. I was just crazy.
Yeah, like, hey, I'm going to raise my amount that I owe you, but I won't owe that money, right? And they're like, oh, yes, 2 + 2 equals whatever we want. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And as far as his...
Let me ask you a question, though, because I can counter you saying that 2 + 2 equals 4. You're being racist to say Obama is lying about raising the debt ceiling doesn't raise our debt.
Well, sir, if criticizing my government and standing up for my Constitution is racist, then I'll be glad to be one, sir.
Well, then just anything else racist. Hmm?
Well, I believe that there's just what's going on in Russia is a shell game. That's all it is. We were in training with Russian troops for years. We've been training with Chinese troops for years. This just is a smokescreen. It's a distraction.
Well, I agree with the Chinese.
It's over here to distract you from this while they're doing this over here in the backstretch.
But the globalists are like bank robbers. They don't all trust each other. Just because they'll rob a bank together doesn't mean that they won't stab each other in the back. So there's some real fissures there in the power blocks. But none of them want to stop the growth of world government because they all think they're going to run it.
Very true.
Great points. All right. We're going to talk to Jack, Lance, Eugene. Then we're going to go to James, Andrea, Terry, Rich, and others. Stay there. Boom, boom, boom. Your calls are coming up. Then FCC grab for new regulatory power could go beyond broadband providers and spark a nationwide revolt. The Hill and others admit it's a robber baron power grab. I like the word robber baron being brought back into common parlance. In the last 50 years, iodine has been phased out of our staple foods and replaced with the halogen bromine, a practice now banned in nations around the world. Guess what else is in the halogen family? Fluoride. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Jones here. In 1924, the federal government did the right thing and encouraged salt producers to add iodine. It's the good halogen on the periodic table, and the results are on record. Reports documented a 15-point IQ increase in areas that had previously been deficient in iodine. Bottom line, iodine is important. Unbound, clean, in a glycerin base. Nascent iodine was the answer for myself and my family. You will find Survival Shield Nascent Iodine exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com. InfoWars Life Survival Shield Nascent Iodine isn't just for emergencies. I take it every day. That's InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139. From the water table to our soils to the atmosphere itself, our world is becoming more and more toxic each and every day. But it's not just the air outside that's toxic. Indoor air has been shown to have 2 to 5 times higher concentrations of pollutants than even outdoor air. And most Americans spend 90% of their time inside using toxic chemicals within their homes. There are more than 42 million smokers in the United States. Well over 1,000 types of mold and mildew linked to numerous conditions. And don't forget the fact that 6 million Americans live with pets they're allergic to as well. When I began to research these statistics, it was clear to me it was time to start cleansing my lungs in order to combat the toxic environment that we cannot escape, but that we can fight back against. Made with organic and wild cultivated herbs and manufactured in the USA, the new InfoWars Life Lung Cleanse is here in a convenient spray bottle that can be brought with you throughout any toxic environment. Now available exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. Alex Jones here to tell you about how you can help spread liberty worldwide while also enjoying what I have found to be the best tasting 100% organic coffee on the planet. For more than a decade, my favorite coffee has come from the high mountains of southern Mexico, where the Chiapas farmers grow their unique shade-grown Arabica beans. We have now managed to secure these sought-after beans in a highly customized blend. Discover and try a bag of the Patriot Blend 100% organic coffee at InfoWarsLife.com. This coffee gives you a long, smooth pick-me-up for hours without the headaches and heartburn that so many other coffees give me personally. Hands down, this is my favorite coffee, and it's taken us years to secure connections directly to the Chiapas Mexican farmers. Drop by the site today, order a bag or two, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Available in original or with our Immune Support Infusion Blend. You will be supporting a free press, all the while enjoying a truly great-tasting cup of my favorite coffee. Available at InfoWarsLife.com.
One ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up.
Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life.
It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line.
The Alex Jones Show. Because there is a war on for your mind.
It was Benjamin Franklin that famously said during the Revolutionary War, when it was all kicking off in 1776, just days before July 4th Declaration was finished, that we shall all hang together or hang separate. And that means we hang together as men and women for liberty, or we will be hung by our neck until dead separately. When freedom fails, the best men rot in filthy jails, and those that cried, appease, appease, are killed by those they tried to please. And those that cried, appease, appease, are killed by those they tried to please. That's also a refrain from that period. No man escapes when freedom fails. The best men rot in filthy jails. And those who cried, appease, appease, are hung by those they tried to please. Another variant of it. Anonymous from the 1770s. I'm going to read that again for everybody because it says it all. They had such great command of the language back then that I can't even read a newspaper from the time and understand it. No man escapes. You hear that? No man escapes. You bring in tyranny, it's bad for everybody. Even those that run it, it's a prison. No man escapes when freedom fails. No man escapes when freedom fails. The best men rot in filthy jails, and those who cried, appease, appease, are hung by those they tried to please. And that says everything. Historically, they kill the traitors. They lock up the patriots or kick you out of the country. The evil admires those of us that fight for freedom. They admire our purity. They admire our strength, our courage. They see us like a wild grizzly bear in the forest. That's how a lot of history books I've read, but I've also seen it likened that globalists marvel after the resistance. And H.G. Wells called the resistance to the New World Order beautiful and gallant people, but nevertheless would have to be killed before the New World Order could be achieved. In fact, pull up the quote. A bunch of other people made similar quotes that the New World Order, the head of the CFR said back in the 70s, the New World Order will have to be paid for with money as well as blood before a planetary regime is brought in. Everyone will take a pledge to Lucifer or be killed under the new planetary system of the New World Order. I'm giving you actual quotes right now. You will take a Luciferian initiation or you will be killed. Council on Foreign Relations meeting. Congressional record. I mean, these are all real quotes. I forget who gave the quotes. I know it was CFR members. You can pull it up. Type in, everyone will take a Luciferian initiative. I think that was the head of the CFR's planetary initiative, Arthur something. We are not going to achieve a new world order without paying for it in blood as well as in words and money. Arthur Schlesinger Jr. in Foreign Affairs. Council on Foreign Relations publication, 1995. Yeah, and then who was it? Type in, you will take a Luciferian pledge to the New World Order or be killed. No one will enter the New World Order unless they've taken a Luciferian pledge, is the quote. And then he goes on to say, I don't think it was Schlesinger, it was somebody else, or we will kill you. And the guys are actually finding these quotes right now. I actually own, because a listener sent it to me, the 1995 Foreign Affairs. It's like a book, comes out every 2 months at the bookstore in the magazine rack. I mean, imagine that. And this is who they are. I can play Walter Cronkite saying the same thing if you'd like me to. And by the way, Walter Cronkite believed in what he was doing. Now, why is Al Gore coming out and saying he invented the internet? Why is Obama saying you didn't build your business? Why is Obama saying that the Ukrainian government's elected when everybody knows it isn't? Well, because everybody doesn't know. The general public thinks Ukraine is in Australia. The general public can't find their big rear end with both of their hands. I'm going to go back to your phone calls right now, but again, now that we're talking about 2 + 2 = 5, and I'm about to tweet that image out at Real Alex Jones in minutes. We actually had the crew make the image of the new American flag under Obama that I think says it all. Before we do that, let's play Lord Gore, because we're coming up after calls, we're going to get into this, saying he invented the internet. More lies. Here it is.
During my service in the United States Congress, I took the initiative in creating the internet. I took the initiative in moving forward a whole range of initiatives that have proven to be important to our country's economic growth. The
inventors of the internet come from universities in England and the U.S. There's about 5 men. They're all very well known. They all have patents. They've all made hundreds of millions off of it. It was developed in the 60s and 70s and was an inter-university governmental computer system to survive nuclear war, paid for by DARPA. That's on record, Gore. Gore was in college when the internet was invented. He voted as a senator on a program to put government regulation into it. So you squatted on it and claimed it was yours. It'd be like if somebody had a 14-year-old son, you randomly walked up and said, gave him a ball cap and said, and the kid put the ball cap on, he went, I'm your daddy now. I gave birth to you. Let's go to your phone calls. Should I play Obama saying the Ukrainians are an elected government? No. Or should I play him saying that